Morning, all. All right, so we've only got the 5 games tonight. I say only because this is one of the shorter nights we have over the next while. So we have 3 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, one that starts 2 hours later, and one that starts 3 hours later. So the first one starting at 7 Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Rangers and the Capitals. So for the Rangers, coming off of that huge win, they're now 12-12-4. They've won both meetings with the Capitals this year. The Capitals are 19-6-4. And so it's going to be interesting to see, can the Rangers build some kind of momentum? Philly showed last night, hey, one game is exactly that, just the one game. They went out, they beat the Islanders, no problem. But when we look at the overall numbers, we'll see how it goes. Power plays, well, Washington's way ahead of the Rangers on that. They have 27.4 as their percentage, and the percentage for the Rangers is 14.6. Penalty kill, the Rangers have the advantage there, 85.9% to 80.9% over their last 10. The Rangers are 5-4-1, whereas the Capitals are 9-1. The Capitals have won 6 in a row, and Rangers won their last one, and Georgiev's going to go for them again tonight. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see if Georgiev can build on his shutout, or if the Capitals can get to them, because Capitals are a whole different beast altogether than the Flyers. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Vancouver Canucks, now 15-16-2. Hope's such a dangerous thing. And the Montreal Canadiens, 13-8-8. Montreal's won 5 out of 7 meetings between these teams this year. They're finishing up their season series with this one and the next one, and that's it. Montreal hosting the Canucks twice. And the overall numbers would tell you Vancouver's playing really, really well. But Montreal, right? So power play percentages, Montreal is ahead in that, 21.5% to an even 20% for the Canucks. Penalty kill, the Canucks have the advantage there, 81.2% to 76.7% for Montreal. They got to get that going. Over their last 10, Vancouver's 7-3. They've won 3 in a row. Over their last 10, Montreal's 4-2-4. They lost in overtime in their last game. So the numbers would tell you Vancouver, they got a good chance tonight. But the reality is Montreal's beaten them 5 times, and the 2 times they did lose to Vancouver, it wasn't in regulation. So, yeah, this season series has been very lopsided. We'll see whether or not the Canucks can get it back tonight. Because, again, if they can go 7-3 over their next 10, they're in good shape. But if they lose these 2 to Montreal, a team they're chasing for 4th place that also has 4 games in hand on them, then things get a little more difficult. But yeah, so that's how that works. And it's interesting, too, that the Canucks have 15 wins and 18 losses, if you convert the overtime and shootout losses to losses. And Montreal's 13-16 if you do the same thing. Those overtime loss points matter. Then at 7 Eastern as well, 4 Pacific, Calgary in against Toronto. So if you're a fan in Canada, you've got a lot of choices right now. 4 different teams you can watch in 2 different games. Calgary, 14-13-3 now. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 19-9-2. Toronto's won 3 out of 4 meetings. And Toronto's had some days off. We'll see Galchenyuk in the lineup for them tonight, as we'll see VC in the lineup for the Canucks. So we'll see some changes for these teams. But Toronto really needed that break. They were starting to kind of spiral, and we'll see if this helps them pull out of it. Yeah, the power play percentages, that favors Toronto, 29.9% to 20.6%. Penalty kill, Calgary has the advantage there, kind of 78.6%, still pretty low. But for the Leafs, 75.6% on the penalty kill. So that's not a great number. Over their last 10, Calgary's 5-4-1. They did lose their last game, which was the first in 4 since Daryl Sutter took over. On the Leafs side, they're 5-5. They've lost 2 in a row. So your overall numbers would tell you this could be very interesting. Where the Leafs over their last 10 haven't looked fantastic. Just reality, and we'll see whether or not they can get it together or if Calgary can win. Because again, for this team right here, Vancouver, if they were to lose in regulation and both Calgary and Montreal win, it gets tough. It really does. So we'll see what happens there. But at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, we've got the St. Louis Blues in against the San Jose Sharks. St. Louis is now 14-10-5. On the St. Louis side, or San Jose side, they're 11-13-3. Both teams have won 3 times in this meeting. So they've only got 2 matchups left. Power plays, San Jose 19.8% on theirs. St. Louis 19.5% on theirs. Penalty kill 77.9% for San Jose, 73.7% for St. Louis. So the overall numbers would tell you neither of these teams have great special teams numbers this year, which is odd because last year both of them did. So one season to the next, things have changed for them. Over their last 10, St. Louis is 4-3-3. So that's not good enough. They've lost their last 2. And San Jose is 4-5-1. They've also lost their last 2. So they're not making up ground on San Jose either. And this is the problem. Teams behind St. Louis not making up ground as much as they would like to, which would include the Kings over here. So St. Louis, while they've been struggling lately, the other teams behind them just aren't doing what they need to in order to catch up and really threaten that 4th spot. Because at 10 Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, we've got the Vegas Golden Knights, these guys right here, in against the LA Kings. They've beaten them twice out of the 2 meetings they've had so far this year, so they got 6 left. Vegas is 26-1. That's 41 points for them. And on the LA side, they're 12-10-6. Now, power plays, that actually favors the Kings. The Kings' power play has been good, 25.7%. Vegas, 18.8%. Penalty kill, that slightly favors Vegas. Vegas, 84.7%. The LA Kings, 84%. Over their last 10, Vegas is 8-2. They've won 4 in a row. It doesn't matter whether they score first or they don't, or they're down entering the 3rd, or whatever's going on. Vegas finds ways to win. On the LA side, they're 3-4-3 in their last 10. They did win their last game, and we'll see whether or not LA can get on a run. They really need to. If they're going to end up catching up to St. Louis and maybe getting into a playoff spot, they need to go on a bit of a run, and they need to be able to do it now. But let me know your winners in the comment section below, your picks. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.